I thought I'd bring you somewhere really nice, because I've got not good news to tell you. As you probably see from the title of the video, I have got a haircut, and I let my kids cut my hair for me, because obviously we were going to do that as soon as I had a diagnosis, which now unfortunately I do have, and I have got amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, otherwise known as ALS, which means that it is not just an upper motor neuron disorder, it's also a lower motor neuron disorder. So I went to the doctor, my specialist, a while back, and he referred me for another EMG test, and I could hear a scream band there. He referred me for another EMG test with Professor Kolzenberg, and unfortunately that test showed that the muscles in my arm and in my leg, and one further muscle in my leg, had become damaged, or is less connected to my brain. I was quite surprised, because we really hoped that it would be non-compressive radiculopathy, but sadly it isn't. It is full-blown ALS, and there's not a lot really I can say. I brought you to this nice place to tell you because I thought it would be nicer to tell you in a nice place than to just do it in the studio. I want to go into a little bit about how it started, but I'll do that at the end of the video for those that are interested. The one thing I will say is I'm going to fight this. I'm going to fight it with all my might. I'm going to do my very best to stay on top of it. At the moment, the only thing that's really affected, as you can probably hear, is my speech, and that I can deal with. That we can use AI voices to overcome, and I can still play the guitar. My fingers are feeling quite good at the moment, but I'm going to fight it, and if I can, I would love to be one of the people that beat this disease. It's a very, very tricky disease to beat. There is no definitive way that you can go about beating it, but all I'm going to do is keep on being as positive as I can. PMA all the way. So that's what we're going through at the moment. So I want to let you know how it started, and so that if there's anybody else out there that can benefit from this information, I'd be over the moon. But my initial thing was I became very, very emotional, and I was crying at television programs, and I thought it was just because of a little bit of depression in lockdown, but clearly that wasn't the case. So the very first thing I noticed was my emotions were running rampant. That was about 18 months ago, and that was the very first symptom. The second symptom, obviously, was the slight slurring of the speech and difficulty with speaking sometimes, particularly when I was tired. So that was quite tricky, especially as I make videos and I'm a trainer and I teach young people drama. That has become increasingly difficult over time, and now I'm at the stage where my speech is incredibly hard. It's not physically taxing, it's mentally taxing, because I have to think about every single syllable that I say to make it as clear as I can, and that is really tricky and does fatigue me quite a lot. So I'm going to look into the options. We have been in touch with the MNDA, the people who I was raising money for, and we will be raising more money for them very soon, because I've got all those guitars and some of my own that I am going to auction off for MNDA. They were amazing. We've got a lovely friend, Julia, who we knew from years ago and who sadly lost her husband to ALS 8 years ago. She came and she was so supportive, and she really gave us all the literature and things to read up on, and so we have done some of that already, but they are incredibly supportive. So I want to raise some money for the MNDA. I know that I'm certainly going to be benefiting from the UK MNDA Association, so it would really make me feel good to help them and raise some funds for them, which I fully intend to do. Going back to the symptoms, so emotion, then my speech, and then latterly, really quite about 6 months ago, I got weaker in my right hand, and that was the next stage of the issue really. And my right hand I've been working on, and I've managed to get it quite strong again, and I can play the guitar, which is really good news. But maybe I won't be able to forever. Well, certainly not forever. Nobody lives forever, and we're all on that slippery slope, but some of us may be going a little faster. Let's keep our fingers crossed that I can fight and win this battle a little bit with this condition. So yeah, the emotion, speech, and then my right hand, but nothing else has changed. I'm incredibly strong in my arms. Even my grip in my right hand is really strong, and so I'm hoping that this is a very slow progression. There is no way of knowing. There's no way of knowing if it's going to go fast or slow, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can rail against it for as long as I can and try to keep making content for you guys, try to keep on being positive, try to keep on with all the best things that I can really, and I hope that I'm able to bring you good content. When the content gets a bit harder, I may make some AI videos, a little bit like I do on my live stream, and give you those as an alternative. There will come a time, if I can't beat this, that it will get me, unfortunately. So I'm going to spend quite a bit more time with my family, because that is vitally important, and of course my friends. And I will still be going to Gear Street number 4, of course, and I'm really looking forward to that. I will still be doing the British Boutique Guitar Festival as well. Nothing is going to change. I'm going to keep diving ahead, striving to do the best I can, and keep going for as long as I can. So you can trust me that I will fight this all the way. I'm really sorry that I've had to bring you this horrible news, and I really hope that we can work through this together. This is a horrible disease, and I've always felt really strongly for anybody that's suffering this, and I hope that I can also raise some funds and get you guys involved in helping me with that, to raise funds for others that are facing this horrible condition. I will do my best, and I know you guys are such a huge support, and I'd like to thank you all for your wonderful comments on all my previous health videos. You've been so supportive, and you really buoy me. You make me feel so much stronger, and every single comment you put makes me feel better. So I will endeavour to do my best to beat this, and if I can't, you'll know that I've done my very best. As always, my friends, you take good care.